Maybe I'm crazy, but Jim Harbaugh has stock in beef. Right?
Yes.
Right?
I was like, because beef is a lazy meat.
So lazy.
Right?
They go nowhere. They're just sitting graze.
Nervous bird.
Yeah, exactly. We'll get to that later.
Maybe I'm crazy, maybe I'm crazy, maybe I'm not, maybe I'm not.
Welcome to the Maybe I'm Crazy podcast. I'm Joy Taylor. That's Brandon Newman.
Hola.
It's not cold out at all.
Oh, you're referring to my beanie, my Carhartt beanie?
Yeah, we're actually both kind of overdressed for the weather.
Yeah, you're rocking the sweater as well. You're spiritual gangster. I like that though.
It's light though.
It's like I got a light dry fit. My mic's isn't crap.
Yeah, you
ready.
could work in that.
But
you might just gave up on life.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just down here now. I'm going to the Black Association of Black Journalists, which is in Detroit this year.
The what?
National Association of Black Journalists.
Correct.
Journalism.
Whatever
Journalists?
you said, the first version was not audibly
Okay. Well, it's in Detroit.
articulated.
Shouts out to Detroit, second hometown.
Yeah.
Carhartt's from there. Just rocking my Carhartt hat when I get
Clinton Township.
Clinton, yes.
My grandparents lived there.
Really?
R.I.P. But they used to.
Right.
live there.
Yeah. Of course. Yeah. Shouts out to the D. I'll be back home soon.
Yes.
I'll see my
So
brother.
that'll be this weekend. So if you see Brandon this weekend,
Yes.
say hello to him. All right. Lots of stuff to get to this week. Obama's living his best life.
Amen.
Plenty of LeBron James. We've got fights. Some possible studio gangsterness going on around Los Angeles. The Rockets again. I may be nicer to them. We'll see.
Really?
I may be nicer to them.
Clint Capella?
Clint Capella got his bag. Good for him.
Yeah.
Yes. We'll get to all that in a little bit. But big news this week. LeBron James opened his school, his I Promise school.
Amen.
In Akron. Amen.
Right,
Amen.
okay.
Hallelujah. Yes.
Right. Just a little.
It's very nice. Very nice.
Right.
You know what? Like we give LeBron a hard time. It's a nice thing. It's a very nice thing he
really
did.
great.
With his own money, and it's a public school. He partnered with Akron Public Schools.
Right.
I've spent a lot of time in Akron, Ohio, unbeknownst to a lot of people, because my brother went to school at the University of Akron. So I basically grew up in
Zip territory.
In zip territory, yes. At the Rubber Bowl. Spent a lot of time at the Rubber Bowl, which
Yes.
is now deserted. It's a wasteland.
Yes, it's not a thing anymore.
But anyway, that doesn't matter. He opened a school there. It's 240 kids. The school looks awesome.
Yeah, right?
It's like decorated with all of his shoes. And it's a very big deal. Very big deal in sports. Like, it's a very slow time in sports right now. And he opened it, and he was all over the news. He did an amazing interview with Don Lemon. Shout out Don Lemon.
Yeah.
I've been on with Don Lemon before.
You've been on with Don Lemon.
Yeah, we're going to praise LeBron, but I'll toot my own horn for like 1 second. I was the official Miami correspondent for when LeBron left us for Cleveland. Don asked me if I cried.
Really?
Yeah, he was like, did you cry?
So it's like, Joy, how are you feeling about LeBron leaving
Yeah, and I was like,
Miami?
that's not how he talks. And I was like,
How don't he?
I mean, that's not how he talks.
Okay.
Do your Don Lemon impression?
Joy Taylor in Miami. LeBron left.
That was better.
Did you cry?
That was better. But he was lighter with me because it's like not a serious topic.
Right.
Anyway, that doesn't matter. So he did an interview with Don Lemon, which was very impressive. He also did a long interview with Rachel Nichols.
Right.
But LeBron came for Trump. He was here for it. He had time today, cuz.
It's an agenda.
And really, like, it's a great thing. I enjoyed it because you can't say anything. Like, what can you possibly say to this man on this day? You can't discredit anything he's saying. You can't do anything because he just opened a school for 240 kids with his own money. So he can say what he wants. This is not the day. Like, it's not some random day in June. Like, this is a specific day.
Yeah.
We did a specific thing, and it's kind of hard to poke holes in it, no matter what your political affiliation is. Like, you can't say he's a bad guy. Like, you just can't.
No, I was thinking it's pretty rough for the side that were pro shut up and dribble. It was a rough day for them.
Not their best.
Yeah.
Not the best day.
Yeah.
Not the best day.
Take a back seat. Maybe stay
sleep.
there.
The sun comes up in the morning.
Yeah.
Like, yesterday was not your day. Not your day at all. There was a few tweets about that, I'm sure. I saw Michael Rappaport, friend of the show, decided to take a little jab at that. But anyway, we're going to move on from that.
Okay.
He did a great interview with Don Lemon.
Yes.
Spoke all about the situation with the anthem protests, just Trump like dividing everyone. Kind of, I thought like the most articulate way of describing what he is doing, what Trump is doing, dividing the country using sports, was really interesting. Because it is true, like, sports is that one thing, if you're involved in, it's an opportunity for a lot of people to meet people of different cultures
It's a
from
unifier.
different like you don't you're a team, right? So there's no, like no color, no race, no religion.
Right.
You know, obviously we all know that is silly nonsense, but it is an opportunity for you to meet other people that are outside of your community and work with them, learn about them, make new friends, all that kumbaya stuff. But it's true. Like that is a big part of the reason why we put kids in sports. Other than like, you know, learning that you have to lose sometimes and that it's important to win, which is, you know, what
that comes later on. At first, unifying, putting your differences aside and figuring out that all these differences don't matter in a sense of accomplishing a goal and working together as a team is what sports celebrates.
Exactly. And that's and he articulated that kind of perfectly.
Right.
I thought it was funny how he said that it was the first time he'd seen a pantry.
Honestly, when
the
the
story
setup
on the top of the refrigerator is the way to go.
I'm telling you, the stand-up bit that he started when he's talking about like first time being around white people,
the early dinners.
Yes, he thought 6:30 was the afternoon. Because that's not when he had dinner.
Because it is the afternoon.
They had supper.
The sun is still up.
They had supper. I remember shouts out Eric Gerard, first white person I saw with a pantry. It was amazing. It was like, there's a whole closet
full of food.
There's snacks and oyster crackers. I didn't know about oyster crackers.
Oh, oyster crackers are so
I was like, y'all got fruit roll-ups just on deck?
But oyster crackers, we used to get the oyster crackers at church, though.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they're still good.
In communion.
Oh,
you
yeah,
take a few extra.
Get an extra, yeah. More body of Christ.
Did you have the communion dish with the little individual shot glasses of
of course I had that little with the Welch's grape in
of
there.
the grape juice?
Yeah.
You pretend it was wine?
Yeah, of course.
Drunk mom.
You gotta wait for everybody to drink at the same time though. Church
You have
family.
to hold it forever.
You gotta hold it for a long time. There's a lot of people in church.
Forever.
Yeah, those are heavy trays.
The old people.
Yeah.
Anyway.
LeBron introduced white people through sports.
Yes, yeah. So he was great.
Yeah.
He was great. He was amazing. He was looking very Malcolm X up there with his beard and his glasses. And it was a great thing. And it was a great thing for sports. And it really, I mean, I'm a Michael Jordan zealot, as we know. But, ooh, man, LeBron's making it hard.
I'm telling you.
It's making it very difficult as a whole to make the argument. One, and this isn't even what I'm going to get into, but just while I'm here.
Right.
One, because I want to keep it like just to basketball, because we all know that Michael's always been like, I don't really care. I don't give a
Yeah. About anything.
Right.
But the ball.
But that is his
hoop.
brand, though. Like, to his credit, he fully is committed to that. It's not like he's wishy-washy on it. Lately, he's dipped a toe in it, if you will.
Right.
Like just a little dab, if you do.
Yeah.
A dab will do you when it comes to that. Yes. But there's just no comparison to the two. And so now I'm like, I got to keep it on the court, and then LeBron's going to play like 5 more years.
It's going to be good.
It's going to
Championship's coming.
He's making it hard. But the bigger point when I'm watching all this is also this week, Jerry Jones. Okay? So, I mean, look, like no one's surprised Jerry's position on the national anthem protest, because that's been his position on it, and it was real cute. All the owners like linking arms and doing the one kneel, just the little touch,
once.
You know,
Unison.
the remix to Electric Slide touch. You know,
This is their
someone
remix
at the
to
wedding
Anthem.
that's gotta go a little too far.
Right.
It's basically what they did, because nobody took that seriously. Like, it looks cute, but it means nothing. Like, if you really want to mean something, don't make the whole team do it. Just go out there and do it yourself. Because I might remind you guys, this is a small note to the owners of any professional sports team. You're very, very rich and you're very powerful. Just a reminder. Like, and there's a group of you together that are titans of industry in this country. You have much more power than you're giving yourself credit for.
Right.
Just a small reminder.
Yes.
There's more of you than there are of him.
And you guys look alike.
Correct.
They all look alike.
Very similar features. So anyway, the point is, he came out and said that the policy is to stand during the anthem, toe on the line. Okay, Dallas Cowboys owner, not a shocking take.
Right.
Now, Dak.
Come on, D.
I will say, in a small defense of Dak, his overall comments were kind of cut off. Because he did say, he said that, the game of football has brought me peace, and that's the same for a lot of people. And, there's controversy in the stadium. It takes to the game. It takes away from that. It takes from the joy and love of football, blah, 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 whatever. But he also said, like, we've brought awareness to the cause.
Right.
So they kind of just clipped off that part of his comments, like he's just backing up Jerry. And it's kind of unfortunate that Jerry said it before Dak said it, because if Dak had said it in its entirety, it wouldn't have looked like he's following suit with Jerry, even though we know that that's really what's happening. And then, of course, Zeke, which, whatever. Like, I mean, Zeke's done with the hot takes. Like we just
get the mic away from Zeke.
Yeah.
ASAP. Well, with Dak, him saying that Jerry Jones, like that we've brought attention to the cause and now it's time for us to step back and now is not the time. The anthem is not the time to protest. Is the wrong message right back to back, because he did say we brought awareness to the problem, but to come back and say the anthem isn't the place to protest, it's like saying the thing verbatim from the most racist opinion on the subject.
And I get it. I understand all of it, right? And there's a small part of what he's saying that actually does make sense. The point of the protest was to bring awareness to the murders of Black people by the hands of police in this country. Like, just as simple as that. You can pick other words to describe it, but that's really what it's about.
Yes.
And there's no form of reality where someone protesting during the national anthem is then going to end that from happening.
Mm-hmm.
We're aware.
Right.
Like, so when people are tweeting about, like, it's not fixing the problem, like, that's not how it works, right? Look at the Me Too movement. It's not going to stop people from raping people.
Right.
It's not going to end sexual harassment. It's not going to stop any of that. It's just bringing awareness to it so that eventually there will be less of it.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Just like how prisons don't keep people from murdering people. But it has kept some people from murdering people, because you remember, when you want to murder that person, there's a chance you go to prison, which is an awful place. Right? So that's kind of how awareness works, right? Like domestic violence awareness, I go on and so forth, right? That's the point of the protest, to bring awareness to it. So I do understand what Dak is saying as far as that part has been accomplished. However, my issue is Trump. It's not the NFL players' fault anymore. It's Trump's fault. He's the one that keeps bringing it out. He's the one that keeps bringing it up. He's the one that keeps hammering on it because it feeds his base. Like, let's just keep it real. Every time there's something going on that we should probably be paying attention to, it's like, oh, those guys are still protesting in the NFL. That way.
Right. That way. So, but also the NFL's fault and Roger Goodell's fault. They're the one that put an addendum to now it's being reworked, I guess. They
couldn't have botched it
understand.
more. Whole situation couldn't have been handled worse, right?
Yeah.
We know that. And then the Dolphins owner, which don't even get me started on
Texans
that situation. Like, the whole thing is a disaster.
Yeah.
But looking at what happened in contrast with LeBron opening up this school and having just the full support of the entire sports world, and then in contrast, the fact that this anthem controversy is still continuing on, and there's still disputes, and there's still players talking about we're going to protest, and there's still owners talking about you better toe on the line, and there's still some confusion about the league policy. It's like, man, can anyone just pay attention to how much better the NBA is at handling the culture? Can anyone just see it for 5 seconds? It is so obvious. And I know it's hard because there's no diversity at the top of these situations.
No.
So I get it, right?
No.
Like, it's impossible almost
Yeah.
to just reprogram your brain and see things out of a different lens. But why is it not a shock to anyone involved with the NFL at how just with ease the NBA handles these big social issues? They have way bigger stars than the NFL does. Way bigger, not even comparable.
A lot more variables to handle as
way
well.
way much more of a global game. That's not even disputable.
Yeah.
Like, the NFL is not professional football. American football is not played all over the globe. Basketball is. It's a global game.
Yeah.
They just made $1 billion in Vegas on AAU games this weekend. One weekends. There's thousands of kids there playing. From grade school through high school. Like, it's a global game. Their stars are way more important. Yet by some miracle, they manage to allow them to talk about social issues. Their coaches can talk about their political opinions. They can build schools. They can be involved in the community and be good at their sport at the same time. All of that miraculously happens, and they don't have controversies where fans are saying we're not going to show up. They can change the location of the All-Star game and fans still show up. How is this possible? How can we possibly keep this amazing sport going where people from all walks of life and different political affiliations and different looks and colors and blonde with blue eyes and dark skin, and it doesn't matter. Like, doesn't matter who you are. You can still enjoy the game and not go there and feel uncomfortable about your political opinion or anything other than that. How does that happen? I just don't understand. Oh, I do understand, because you just give the tiniest little bit of empowerment to your players. Look what happened with Donald Sterling. That changed the entire landscape of the NBA. You can't treat your players like that.
Right.
Because they're not your players.
Right.
Like, even saying that, your players.
Yeah.
They're not your players. You don't own them. I know you're an owner. You're an owner of a business. You're not.
Give them their money
Look
as
at
well.
this. Somebody owns Fox, right?
Yes.
Do they own you? No. No, they don't.
I can't say certain things. Is that not a sense of like
You are
an
their
ownership?
property? No.
No, I'm not.
You're not.
No.
Okay? You do not own players.
Right.
It's not a fantasy concept.
Yeah.
It's a partnership. You are an employee. You have rights. You have options. Like there's an entire system that works everywhere else except for the NFL. And it's fascinating to me how far behind they are with the culture than the NBA is.
Which is they're feeding their base. The NBA is feeding the base of their demographic, and I feel like that demographic.
No, they're not.
How are they not?
They're not feeding anything. They allow their players. Do you think every NBA player doesn't like Trump? I guarantee you there are some NBA players who are like, maybe I'll vote for Trump because I don't know, maybe I'll keep some more money or whatever reason it is.
I think the percentage may be lower than those on NFL teams.
Sure, but that's not the point. The point is the fan base is not. It's still everyone's still watching the NBA. There is no controversy about I'm protesting the NBA because LeBron said that he's not going to sit across from Trump. I'll wait for it. You ain't gonna see it. And if there are a few people like bye-bye, we'll be okay. I think we'll have some new fans coming up. Gonna try and shoot like Steph Curry.
But NFL is just so much older. It's so much older. The base the variables going around football with the attack on obviously concussions and trying to make the game safer in this landscape where we don't even know what we actually care about and what type of product. They don't know what type of football game they want to put on the field. So that's what's leading to all these variables that are confusing things. So when it comes to the national anthem, where the oldest base is the one that's most upset about what's going on from Donald Trump and all the things that are going on, you're upsetting the base. You're upsetting the base of football.
No,
football is a conservative base. Basketball has a very liberal base.
Perhaps, but I would not necessarily agree with that. There were a lot of factors in the reason why the ratings were down last year, and it wasn't just the national anthem. My overall point is I wish that the NFL would pay more attention to the progress that the NBA is making just by empowering its players in the simplest of ways, just allowing you to be your own person. Look at all the stars that went down last year in the NFL. You're going to have major injuries. And some teams were just completely unwatchable.
But who are you empowering? The NFL's a mess when it comes to the players and the people that make the biggest decisions. Let Tom Brady be the face of the NFL and speak out for what the NFL wants.
No, they don't speak for the NFL. They speak for themselves. That's the point that everyone's missing. You don't have to speak for the league. LeBron doesn't speak for the league. He speaks for himself. Chris Paul speaks for himself.
He's a damn good ambassador for the NBA.
He is, but he doesn't have to be.
Right.
He does it because he knows he has the ability to be. He's empowered. That's the idea. The whole entire idea of empowering, as opposed to oppressing. That's why what's happening with the national anthem protest is still happening, because these are grown men who make millions of dollars, who are talented and successful, being told you can't have an opinion. Yeah, I can have an opinion. I'm a superstar. I matter more than you do. Once the NFL figures out that the players are actually the product, everything will change. That's what the NBA understands that the NFL doesn't understand. It's not about the owners. I have never once gone to a game like, I can't wait to see that NFL owner today. How interesting. Wonder what kind of suit he's going to have on. Will he wear a hat? Who knows? But I sure paid a couple $100s to see what's going to happen with him.
Yeah.
Has anyone ever done that? Maybe they thought it's cool to meet Jerry Jones, but it's not who they're going to see. Even Jerry Jones, who is a complete rock star. Yeah. In the Hall of Fame, definitely the most famous owner by far in the NFL, maybe in sports. No one has ever gone to a game hoping that Jerry Jones is the highlight of their day. They hope that the Dallas Cowboys, the team that he owns, are successful. They're not wearing Jerry Jones jerseys. I mean, maybe someone had one made because they think it's cute, but that's not who they're selling.
They're superstars versus teams, though, and then you empower the NFL players. I don't know if there's any. There's not a LeBron James out there. There's not a LeBron James that we're proud of, that the culture is proud of, that we would want speaking for the things that we care about in the culture. There's name a football player that's out there that you would want speaking for the culture.
Deshaun Watson. Dak Prescott.
Hell no to both.
Why not?
One hasn't played a full season yet, and it's in his second year. The other one had a private jet company on his hat saying the anthem is the wrong place to protest.
Okay, but I'm I'm saying. If that's not their opinion, like if their opinion is to
saying.
support it, why would they not be empowered to support that? They aren't empowered to support it. One plays for the Texans, the other one plays for the Dallas Cowboys. That's my point exactly.
Okay.
It's not about how successful they are. Even lower level guys in the NBA still have the ability to be politically or socially active. Everybody's listening to it. That's the entire point.
Okay.
The reason that we're still talking about the NBA in August, as opposed to talking about baseball, as opposed to digging super deep into NFL training camp, is because it's interesting, because their players are superstars. You can't deny it. It's in the numbers. It's not like I'm like making this up. Once the NBA catches up, once the NFL catches up with the way that the NBA handles its superstars and empowers its players, it's going to be revolutionary. It's already the biggest sport in our country.
I'm just arguing it can never happen.
That may be a fair argument. That's right.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is it just like it could happen.
Okay.
I'm saying just expand your mind.
Okay.
Just tiniest little bit. You know? Just like this much. Or you can have me in the talk, you know? I'm pretty good at that.
Ooh.
I'm willing to offer my services.
Ooh.
For a small fee.
Large fee.
I haven't decided what it is yet.
What's a large fee?
Maybe I'd like a suite at the new Raiders Stadium in Vegas.
That's a good start.
Is that good, right? That'd be a
start.
good weekend, right? Open bar, obviously. Tab on you.
With it or quit it? With it? Quit it.
What?
With it. We about to turn up in this bitch.
All right, what am I winning or quitting today?
Y'all ready? LeBron's been leveling up. While parent coaching his son's championship AAU team and doing interviews with everybody, LeBron opened up a damn school. The king of Akron said opening up the I Promise School is, quote, one of the greatest moments, if not the greatest moment of my life. As a Lakers fan since 2016, I'm excited for King James in his mogul stage. Joy, LeBron's going to level up the Lakers championship count. With it or quit it.
What do you mean by level? Like he's going to win as many championships as the Lakers already have?
No, he's going to level it up. He's going to
bring
add.
more?
He's leveling up
adding
himself.
more.
He's adding more championship counts.
Oh, yes, I'm with it. I'm with it. I already said he's going to win 2 more.
2 more though?
Yeah, because Klay Thompson's going to leave, and they might get Klay Thompson and Kawhi.
Klay Thompson and Kawhi.
They might.
I don't even like Rachel Nichols brought up Kawhi, or no, Don Lemon brought up Kawhi during his interviews. Like, don't bring up Kawhi. Why you bring up Kawhi?
I mean, it's an important piece.
It's not happening. He's in Toronto.
No, not this year. Not this year. It's likely not happening this year. But next year he might be there, because I don't think he's going to stay in Toronto. But that's not the point. The point is, yes, if Klay Thompson comes, I think they're going to win 2 championships, and because it's looking like more people are talking about KD might leave Golden State eventually.
Yes.
I know everyone in Oakland thinks that like their team is going to be together forever.
Yeah, Warriors fans are delusional.
That's just not how things work. There's only one thing that lasts forever, and that's hate. Just kidding. It's love. But people, it's kind of both. It's very close.
Yes.
But anyway, the point is, LeBron still has a lot of basketball left in him. I know everyone is like flipping out and thinking that he's going to fall off a cliff or something, and it's going to be a disaster, but it's not. And they weren't a disaster last year. They had a young team, and Lonzo was out a lot. He's completely changed his body. He's going to be better this year. Charles Barkley was talking about Rondo and Lance Stevenson, like they're not gonna be quiet and they're gonna want the ball. Guess what? Everyone wants the ball. It's basketball. There's only 5 players on the court. People would like the ball. That's how it works. But also, Rondo and Lance Stevenson would not be there if it wasn't for LeBron's blessing. So I don't think that they're going to forget that.
Yeah.
I know Rondo's like a difficult player, but I mean, it is Lance. I'm sure Lance definitely knows that.
Well, like you said, it's all 1-year contracts. I mean, like
right. If it doesn't work, like they are tradable pieces.
Yeah, this
like,
is the championship year.
Everyone just needs to calm down about the Lakers. I know I've been saying this for like 4 weeks in a row now, but they're not going to be. First of all, they're not going to be good for the first half of the season. So just wash that feeling out of your body. Just let that go. Just take a deep breath, clench it, release. Okay, because it's not going to happen.
Right.
Look at Cleveland this year. Look at Miami. The first year he was with Miami. It takes time to put it together, and LeBron does not practice anymore, and young players need practice. They're not going to be good. Their gelling is going to happen during the season.
Yeah.
So just forget the first half of the season. They're going to win some games, but it's not going to be pretty. Everyone's going to be like, the sky is falling. It's a disaster. What a mistake, LeBron, to the Lakers. It's a failure.
No, that's not going to happen.
Failure. And it's going to be fine.
I don't think. Okay.
We do the same thing. We did the same thing with Cleveland. Remember when everyone was like losing their minds and they were having team meetings with Isaiah Thomas and Kevin Love had a tummy ache and all this stuff? And then what happened? Were they in the NBA Finals? Did I miss it? Did they make the NBA Finals?
Well,
I mean, they got whooped on in the NBA Finals, but they made it to the NBA Finals
did,
again.
yes.
Like, they managed to get there.
Pack of cools.
All
yeah.
right? So, yes, exactly. Shout
Well,
out
what
Katina.
about him elevating? Like you hinted about it earlier with Jordan. He's leveling up in life, period. This is a new level for him. He is now Muhammad Ali of our generation.
Oh, he's doing things that are unprecedented that have never been seen before. Because even and listen, I love Muhammad Ali, but LeBron has so much money. He's a billionaire. He has the capacity to do things that we've never even heard of before. Like this school thing, people are just like, I think people are just so used to LeBron doing huge things.
Right.
Like he had all these sent all these kids to college,
Yeah.
did all these scholarships before, and he's just always out in the community. It's almost become like white noise. That's a very big deal what he's doing, and it's not like he's putting people through school for a year. Like that's a whole process.
Yeah.
Okay, they get 2 free meals. Their families can come there and get food if they want it. If they graduate, they get a full ride to the University of Akron. Like it's not a game
the
like
schools,
what he's done.
Yeah, the schools
What
are
he's doing
longer
there.
hours.
They all get bicycles and helmets. Yeah, they're keeping the kids there at school until 5 as opposed to 3. Like
Yeah.
it's unprecedented what he's doing. He's taking everything to another level. Everything's gonna work out with the Lakers. It's not gonna be year 1, so just relax. Everybody can't win everything.
Right.
You know, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. This year's not going to be the best year, but they are going to be better. And then next year is going to be an entirely different story. This year, no pressure.
Where will you surface you denouncing him being the Muhammad Ali of this generation later?
What do you mean?
It's
He
just-
is.
Yeah, okay. Well, I guess, yeah. He's separating
No,
himself.
what I'm saying is he's unique from Ali because he has the capacity in himself with the money that he has made,
Right.
and he's using his own money for it. Not that Muhammad Ali didn't have a lot of money, but
Right,
this
right.
is it's a different version of that,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, no doubt. Okay, moving on. Hawks forward, my bad. Rockets' third option, Carmelo Anthony, will officially join his 5th NBA team on Wednesday. Melo will get most of the $27.9 million from the Hawks, with the Rockets only paying the $2.4 million veterans minimum.
Mm-hmm.
Joy, the Rockets are now championship ready. With it or quit it.
I mean, look, they were championship ready last year, so I mean, I don't like the loss.
Okay, it's good to hear you say that.
What? They could have made the championship.
Yeah, no, but
doesn't mean
we
they're
haven't
gonna-
heard you say that they were actually like they had the roster and they were championship ready last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They could have won. I knew they weren't going to.
Right.
But they could have.
Yes. Okay.
I mean, Chris Paul got hurt, and then they did what the Rockets do. It's just fine.
Yeah.
All right, I'm just
Yeah.
gonna keep it real.
Okay,
Like
yeah,
I'm
of
not
course.
doing revisionist history here. I said what I said.
Yeah.
I meant it, and
Yeah.
I was right. So it's fine. Like, okay, you guys won more games than I thought you were gonna win. Good for you. Whatever. But I don't like that they lost Trevor Ariza. But they still have Clint Capella. Still have PJ Tucker.
Yeah.
I don't think Carmelo helps them at all on the defensive end, obviously.
Right.
But what Carmelo is going to do, there's a couple things with the Carmelo situation. I always liked him to Houston anyway. Like him to the Lakers, disaster.
Yeah.
And really anywhere else, he's just whatever. Like he's just Carmelo on another team. But with Houston, because they do have Chris Paul and they do have James Harden, I feel like he's a fit there, especially with the D'Antoni offense. I don't
Right.
know what that relationship is. Obviously, they have mended it,
Right.
Because that's kind of a weird dynamic. But Carmelo gets buckets. Like for all the shade that Carmelo gets, and like obviously we think it's hilarious that he's just can't even fathom the concept of coming off the bench. Like, dog,
Right.
what? Yes.
Right.
Well,
Do you watch other NBA games?
Yeah, exactly. Like, what?
Yeah.
Do you know what year it is?
Right.
Like, yes, that is a firm possibility, if not an inevitable fate. So
For you.
right? So, but it's kind of the same thing. Like, he's going to get buckets. That's what he does.
Yeah.
I'm not expecting him to be some lockdown defender. He's Carmelo. He's going to come in and he's going to score a bunch of points. They're going to run the pick and roll for him. He's going to be wide open at 3, and he's going to score buckets. Like it's basically
he wasn't too good at threes last year.
okay, but every system doesn't work for
Step
every
in 2
player.
feet closer.
Like,
yeah, no, I hear you.
and he needs to get in better shape. Like, let's just keep it real.
They said he's out here working.
Okay, Hoodie Mello, get after it.
Enes Kanter said he's out here working. He's excited to see him play. Shouts out to Enes Kanter, that guy.
What I don't like about the Rockets
Mm-hmm.
is I just can't get behind this D'Antoni like verbiage about their team. Like he's always underselling it, and it's
Yes.
just exhausting. Like pick your role. Either you are trying to win a championship, or you just don't care. Because it sounds like you just don't care.
Right.
Like we're gonna be great. Are you going to win a championship or not? Like, I'm sorry. I'm just a believer of like speaking things into existence and believing things and manifesting things. And if you
Coaches
set the
can't do
tone,
that.
yes, you can. You have to set a standard for your organization. If I come to you and I'm like, oh, like what do you want for the podcast? Like, oh, I just like to be good.
Right.
No,
Yes.
I'm not just trying to be good.
Yes.
That is not what I do every day.
Right.
I don't wake up in the morning like, you know what? I think I'll just be good today.
Yeah, but I don't have to respect all the other podcasts and all the other members of the podcast. Like Dan Tony has to be respectful of the NBA and the other players and recognize that the other teams are good and working for the same things. He can't come out here like LeVar Ball, like, we win a championship, never lost, never gonna lose. Houston Rockets.
Yes, correct. That is exactly what I'd like you to be like. He spoke, how many things did he speak into existence? He was a little wrong about Jell-O, but, you know, you can't be right about everything. Like, and the things he was right about, he was really right about.
Right.
Like, significantly right about.
Yeah. Life-changingly right.
World-changingly right about.
That's
Change the course of history right about.
Mm-hmm.
For real. You've got to hope that things hit that sweet spot. I think the worst we're going to be is great, and hopefully we can take that last step.
That's a Dan Tony quote. That's what he said about his team.
What am I supposed to do with that? No, you are.
Thank you card.
This situation, this team,
Yeah.
is an abject failure if they don't win a championship. I'm sorry, it just is. You can't have that roster and then hit me with the like we were just a great team. Like, cute, that's adorable, but we're never going to talk about you guys as an all-time great team, no matter who you have on that squad, no matter how many Hall of Famers you have on that squad. If you don't win a championship, and I don't want to hear about Golden State, you guys are the ones that had them down, you know, until Chris Paul got hurt.
Right.
So
I almost want them to, like Philly fans, no offense, John Hill. I almost want them to win this year.
no offense, John Hill.
Yeah, no offense. I want the Rockets to win this year just so they can just shut up and just James Harden have his, like, that team will have their championship and we can forget all about them.
Oh, I don't want the Rockets to win.
Right?
Do you know what a miserable life I'll have if the Rockets win a championship? I don't want the Rockets to win.
I don't want to wish that on you. The annoyance.
I mean, and that's like no disrespect to Rockets fans,
Right.
okay? By the way, I really like the Texans for Houston.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
You
guys,
great.
we are huge Deshaun Watson
Yeah.
fans.
Like the Astros.
Sure. Yeah.
Why not?
That's sure. But definitely the Texans.
Right.
But, you know, I've talked too much shit. I can't back off now. It's just a matter of
You
principle.
got to lean in.
Yeah. All right, what's next?
Okay. Somebody spilling NBA tea. Draymond green tea. You like that? According to Fox Sports' own Jason McIntyre, Tristan Thompson punched Draymond in the face at a nightclub in Hollywood. Reportedly, Green ate the punch but didn't go down, and LeBron and KD were there to break up the fight. Joy, Draymond is a studio gangster. With it or quit it.
Well, so they had a bit of a brouhaha.
Oh, brouhaha. Wait a minute. This is reported. You're saying that.
No, this was during Game 1 of the finals. You remember Tristan
yes.
Thompson
Okay,
and Draymond
okay,
Green.
okay,
So
okay.
like
Yes,
that's
yes, yes,
that
yes,
was
yes.
the thing.
Yes.
And then Draymond said something about like see me or whatever. So
Mm-hmm.
obviously he saw him. This was at Delilah. I have not been there yet. I heard it's fun though. And this
heard
was
it.
after the ESPYs in July. So it's kind of strange that this is taking this long to get out.
Well, Tristan's mad because he took all those shots on him immediately after the finals. Remember at the parade?
Right.
Yeah, Draymond's like one of the loser
Well, so apparently,
dudes.
like Draymond tried to apologize to him. That's part of the story. And then there were some punches thrown. I have some conflicting information about that. Whether there were actual punches thrown or
Okay.
not. Can't be
Talk to us.
confirmed nor denied whether the punches were actually thrown
Breaking
or
news.
if it was another forehead fight. So
Right.
we can't quite confirm or deny the actual throwing of the punch. Whether Draymond went down or not, I mean, I guess props that you didn't go down. Does that mean that Tristan doesn't hit very hard?
He's from Canada.
That is true.
You know what I mean? I don't know how Canadians' punches feel. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Personally.
I mean, they do have a lot of hockey players.
Oh,
but
yeah,
I feel
yeah,
like
yeah.
hockey players don't really go down with the punches, though.
the inertia with the ice and the skates.
Yeah, I mean, they're tough, but
Yeah.
I feel like the hockey fights, like, no one ever really gets knocked out.
Oh no, it's
More of just body punches.
yes, and
like,
a
work-
lot
work
of
the body.
clothing.
Yeah, well,
being moved
they wear a lot
around.
of pads.
Right, yeah.
So like, that's true. I don't really know. I've taken a very hard punch and not gone down.
Really?
Yeah, from a girl. Just
Yeah, but still, like she was trying to knock you out,
She was much bigger than
and
me.
you ate it.
Well, I didn't see it coming, so which I should have. Okay, so
You got socked. Didn't see it coming, socked, and didn't go down.
I mean, it was
World Star.
I I mean, thankfully there was no World Star.
Right. Yeah.
It was a bar fight in Pittsburgh.
Oh, okay.
Outside. I hit a bunch of people, but it was kind of like so.
That's why they hit you because you were swinging
No,
off
she
on their
wasn't
friends.
involved. She wasn't involved in the fight.
Okay.
So basically, like you know how like once a fight is kind of dying down, there's kind of like it's like that moment where everyone's just kind of feeling out like they're assessing like okay, I'm with you, you're good. Like okay, what's happening?
Who's still up there?
They're still
Like,
going on, right? But it's super slow motion,
Right.
but really like it's like 1 second, you know,
Right.
that
Yeah,
you've
yeah,
stepped
yeah,
back.
yeah, yeah.
So I'm
So
in that like
tired.
step back moment, like just kind of observing the chaos, and out of nowhere, she was like the biggest person I've ever seen. That's an obvious exaggeration, but she was much bigger than me.
yes.
I'm a small person, so that's not that hard. But anyway, she kind of like did the hand cuppage and just whap, like just got me right in my ear.
Your ear?
Yeah, I saw stars. I'm not gonna lie. It was more like doo-doo.
Yeah, but you.
But I didn't go down.
But what was the next move? Was she just
Oh,
wanted
my
to get your
best friend just
attention?
grabbed me and we got out of there immediately.
Yeah. Was another one coming? You think?
No.
Oh, okay.
She didn't like. She just like wanted to be involved in the fight.
Right,
You know,
right,
like there's
yeah,
those
that-
people
that
who are
person.
like, yo, there was this fight,
And I
like,
hit that one girl.
Yeah, she did though. She did hit me.
Oh, maybe I'm crazy.
I'll give her that. I don't doubt she remembers who she hit because she was just trying to be involved. But anyway, the point of the story is, I just don't know what to believe in this spot. Like Draymond Green and Tristan Thompson. I think Draymond is like the muscle of that team for whatever that's worth.
Yeah.
I don't think he's like a studio gangster or anything. But just the whole situation's like I kind of have a hard time believing this was like a real fight.
He got in this fight at Michigan State before the season last year, did he not? At his hometown? Like, that's like, he's out here getting in scuffles.
I mean, a fight.
Charges pressed.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Who pressed charges?
Dude, he
guy-
hit, or
yeah.
he might have just held a person by their shirt and or neck
Yeah,
against
so this is
something
what I'm
real
talking about.
quick.
Like, this is not, you know, this is. I want Charles Oakley to weigh in on whether this was a fight or not. Okay.
That is, yeah.
Like
that
we
is
need an
actually
official
fair.
Oakley meter on the fight. Like
Yeah.
like
Where's the Big
Charles
Three rep
Oakley at the Garden.
at the ESPYs?
That is a fight. That was a fight.
Charles Oakley at the
Yes, that was a fight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a real one.
Right. There was definitely some movement of the bodies.
Right.
This one, I don't know if it was so much like I feel like you know what I imagine.
What?
It was just like a good shove.
Like a good,
Good solid
like
shove.
too big of a shove to know both the people's names. Like, oh,
Yeah.
they shoved, he shoved him.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Woo!
And then everyone gets involved.
Right,
Like,
right,
well,
right,
bring it
right,
up,
right,
bring it
right,
up.
right, right.
But whatever. Like it's and by the way, it doesn't matter because they're not playing each other in playoffs again. I mean, come on.
You don't know what type of movement. Tristan could have a great first half of the season and he get moved around.
Okay. Well, as it's currently assembled, that's not going to happen.
Yeah,
so.
that's fair. Yeah.
All right. What's next?
Okay. Let's look at these QB rookies.
Oh yes.
Might as well start here.
It's
Okay.
NFL training camp time.
Our boy Baker Mayfield is backing up Tyrod Taylor on Hard Knocks.
Mm-hmm.
After holding out, Sam Darnold is ready to jet up in New York. Josh Allen is rumored to start for the Bills. Lamar Jackson probably will play eventually. I don't want to talk about it. But is third on the Ravens depth chart at QB. RG3. Sorry. Josh Rosen has been chosen to back up Sam Bradford in Arizona. Joy, none of these rookie QBs will make a real impact this year. With it or quit it.
I'm gonna quit it, but I'm not. So I don't know what to make of this Sam Darnold.
Who's going to
character.
make what?
Okay,
Who's gonna do what?
so here's the thing.
Yeah.
This is and it may be mixed with a bit of hope,
Mm-hmm.
but the Baker Mayfield situation bothers me, and it's no diss to Tyrod Taylor because everyone's very sensitive about this Tyrod Taylor character.
Mm-hmm.
They get very in their feelings.
Football people are defensive for Tyrod Taylor because they deserve to be.
And any other place where you hadn't picked a quarterback number 1 overall in the draft, I would support that notion.
Tyrod Taylor
But
was there
you
before.
Okay, even more to my point.
Okay.
So you picked a quarterback number 1 overall in the draft. Not 2, not 3, not 4,
Best
not 15.
player on the board. Some would say, it just happened to be a quarterback.
No, I don't think he was the best player on the board at all. I don't like Saquon Barkley is wildly considered to be the most NFL ready player.
Yeah,
that's why he also went very high.
He could have changed the Browns
So
a lot. Yeah.
look, like you picked him number 1 overall. You know how I feel about starting rookie quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
If you pick a quarterback in the first round, he should be starting because you are bad. That's how you got a quarterback in the first round, unless it's Lamar Jackson situation, which I don't think that Lamar Jackson is ready. That's also why he went 32.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm willing to give it a little wiggle room.
Yeah.
But Baker Mayfield went number 1 overall. So unless you're willing to admit that you made a colossal mistake with your number 1 overall pick, then you got to start him.
There can be moves for the future.
Listen, the Baker situation is all about Hugh Jackson keeping his job. And I respect that, but don't lie to me. That's what it's about. There's nothing you will tell me that's opposite of that, because we know Tyrod Taylor is going to win a couple games, all right? Like, you won 0 games last year, so if you win 3, it's a drastic improvement, all right? So I think if you win 3, you've doubled what you've won in the last 2 years. So truly a drastic improvement, which is why I can say whatever the I want about the Browns. So the point is, he needs to start. He needs to start. I'm sorry, he needs to start.
Game 1?
Yes, because what is the point? What is the point of getting 6 games into the season? Like, all right, you know what? I think he's ready. There's no expectations for this season. I just said if you win 3 games, it's a massive improvement. What's going to happen unless your offensive line is just completely useless and you're terrified of him getting injured and ruining the rest of his career? In which case, you probably should have picked some offensive linemen. Yeah. Then he's got to start. It's not about Tyrod Taylor. Tyrod Taylor, unless you believe Tyrod Taylor is the future of your organization, which may be the case, then please come out and say Tyrod Taylor is the future of our organization. We made a colossal mistake taking Baker Mayfield number 1 overall because he's a quarterback and we already have one.
Listen, I did some research last week on Baker Mayfield, watched all the way up. So that's the research I did.
That's good research.
Clearly, based on that documentary, he plays better when he has to earn that position. When he has to earn the starting position, earn the respect from the people around him. They said the players didn't even know his name in Texas Tech when he started and led them to 3-0 at the beginning of the season. Baker Mayfield will earn his spot on the field. That's going to be the best situation for the Browns. A way to make him earn it is to have a veteran style playoff-proven quarterback like Tyrod Taylor, who he can learn from. Baker has already said he's learning from him. I don't see the problem.
I'm not saying he's not learning.
Let the guy learn. We're going to see Baker start for the Browns before the end of the season. I have no problem with Tyrod Taylor getting that ball rolling and getting some wins under Baker's belt before he hits the field.
Okay. Well, I just don't see the point of it. But Sam Darnold, everyone is in love with the Sam Darnold guy. It's the Jets, so
I mean, I'm
just a little skeptical.
Do you really see Sam Darnold taking over the AFC East when Tom Brady leaves?
Here's what I don't like about this quarterback class. Yeah. Nobody knows anything. So really, like, we don't know who's. Well, I mean, we know Josh Allen can't work a revolving door, so that's not a good sign.
Or complete pass.
Or he's having trouble with completing the passes also. Yeah. But Sam Darnold and Josh Rosen, like, they were all moving right up until the draft actually started. Yeah. Which to me means nobody really knows anything about these guys. So this whole like, Sam Darnold's the future of the AFC East, like, cool. I'm gonna just wait on that one because I don't know. Like, I need to see. I don't know. I do like Josh Rosen just because I think he's like interesting and I mean, Sam Bradford, I mean, never has anyone been paid more to not play football. He is Derrick Rose of the NFL and there is no comparison.
Low key, he's getting paid to start game 1 a lot. He's getting a lot of money to start game 1 for teams.
How much has Sam Bradford made in his career?
He's making $20 million this year. Woo! So 1 year, $20 million.
Oh my God! He just goes in and just takes all the cookies, looks you dead in your face, like, I'm gonna eat all these cookies. You're gonna watch me eat these cookies. I ain't gonna do shit for these cookies. I'm gonna sit right here and eat all the cookies. No cookies for you. No cookies for you, and there's nothing you can do about it because you wrote a note on the jar that said these are Sam Bradford's cookies.
Okay. Perfect example. If Sam Bradford was starting for the Browns, I'd say throw Baker out there because we know how this is going to end.
Okay, Josh Rosen is number 10 pick. It's not like he was a 3rd round pick.
But Josh Rosen's going to get a chance to get thrown in there because Sam Bradford is unfortunately, he's a fragile boy. I'm not going to say he's a fragile boy. He doesn't finish the seasons when he starts playing them.
I'd like to see them start Josh Rosen because it's kind of in the same situation.
How much money do you think Sam Bradford's made?
My guess is Sam Bradford has made in his career, I'm going to guess, it sounds ridiculous, but I'm going to guess like $200 million.
No. He's made 114. I mean, and at the end of this 2-year contract, he will have made 150 million.
So I'm not like incredibly far. I mean, 50 million, I guess, is a lot, but it doesn't.
When you're talking mills,
right? When you're talking millions, like it does it. Yeah. So he's going to have made 150 million in his career. Man, good for him. Good for him. He is Kim Kardashian of the NFL.
Oh, Oklahoma! Shouts out.
Huh?
Right, Oklahoma quarterbacks.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's Baker, Sam Bradford. They both played at Oklahoma.
What does that have to do with Kim Kardashian? Or you just
I made the connection right before you said Kim Kardashian.
Okay.
So I said that sentence out loud.
I was inferring to just like not having to do anything and make a lot of money. Although I would say Sam Bradford has a talent, he just is not incapable of practicing that talent.
Having a very illustratable face.
Is that what it is?
Yes.
I don't know. All I know is this dude's been paid a lot of money to not play football. Hear ye, hear ye. Dez Bryant is petty.
And I won't back down.
It's an unfortunate situation with Dez.
How's he not been signed?
I have an idea. Because he won't stop bashing his old team. And he won't let go. Except for Jerry Jones, who he says he loves, which is understandable because Jerry probably literally had to be physically forced to cut him. So Dez went on a crazy scorched earth rant this weekend.
Scorched earth.
He responded to a tweet from SiriusXM of an interview of Stephen Jones, who appeared to suggest that Dez hindered Dak Prescott's progress, which I think we can all agree is the truth.
Yeah, I don't think that's... Is that debatable? I guess for Dez it'll be debatable.
I mean, Dez believes that Dez very much believes opposite of that. I think that's the point of the story.
Right.
Which, like, look, it's obvious. Dak is a young quarterback who was forced to throw to Dez, who was doing a lot of the not catching of the football. It's kind of what you get paid to do. So anyway, yeah. So anyway, basically, Dez feels like he's being blamed for everything, which I don't think is fair. Like that last year, the Cowboys had a lot of problems, starting with Zeke. That Zeke situation ruined that season for them. It's all Zeke's fault, if you ask me. Like,
Sean Lee couldn't stay healthy all
Sean Lee
season.
couldn't stay healthy, but Zeke set the tone for that entire season.
Right.
Obviously, the NFL botched that situation, but Zeke could have helped himself out by not doing the dumb shit that he did.
Yeah.
So that's what it is. Like, to me, you didn't have any stability to begin with your best player, which is obviously Ezekiel Elliott, and everything else falls down from there. So it's not all Dez's fault, but Dez wasn't good. And sometimes you just have a bad season, and that's okay. But the problem is, I am surprised he hasn't been signed, but at the same time, like, for what? Who wants to deal with this? For what? When everyone saw what your play was last year, you gotta, like, there's sometimes in life where you just have to be humble. And I'm not like trying to diminish what Dez is or what he could be or what he's accomplished, but like it's kind of a shitty situation. Like, it's kind of sad. And he's like calling out the play calling, garbage ass play calling, everybody lined up in the same spot for 17 weeks. Look, I don't think Jason Garrett is like some, great coach. Can't find a better word for that. But
yeah.
I mean, everyone knows Jerry Jones makes the calls around there, so it is what it is. I'm not saying Dez is incorrect here.
Right.
And then he also like implied that he was being pushed out by other people. Like Sean Lee called him Snakely and implied that Sean Lee had like some power over cutting him. Like, come on, dude. Sean Lee barely even played. He all of a sudden now has some weigh in on who's on the squad. No, he doesn't.
I tried to put it. I was like, is there a world?
Jason Garrett doesn't even have a say who's on the squad. Right. It's Jerry who has a say who's on the squad, and apparently Stephen Jones has some pulse on it. Yeah. Like Stephen Jones is really like the reason. I'm going to assume Stephen Jones is the reason Dez got cut. Ever keeping it real, because that's the only other voice that I think matters in that organization besides Jerry. So
he's going to start doing. I think Stephen Jones is going to start controlling Jerry even more moving forward, which is going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But right now, that's what it is. So Sean Lee didn't have any say over whether Dez stayed or went, and I'd like to see Dez get with the team and like prove the Cowboys wrong. Just because I think it would be interesting to see how Dez does this year. But I don't know, man. I don't think he's going to get signed.
He should have took the Ravens offer when they gave it to him.
I don't know what had happened there. I don't.
I really. I guess he may have been holding out. I can't. I don't know.
I don't either. Well, I share your frustration because I just don't get it. Like, I don't get what it is. Is his agent making phone calls? Like, I don't understand what's happening here. It's Dez Bryant. He played last year. How is he not on a team? But then it's like stuff like this happens. It's like,
what have you done for me lately? What have you done for me lately is the NFL for Dez Bryant to act like he doesn't understand how football and the business of football and the business of the NFL works. You have not proven that you deserve whatever money or number that you're waiting to happen. That's why it's not there. Like, NFL's always going to pay you for what you just did recently. They're never going to overpay you. It's not the NBA.
No.
He's fighting to stay in the NFL. He needs to act like it.
I couldn't have said it better. And that's like, it's not a nice thing, but that's just the way it is. Like, that's the position that you're in. Everybody gets there at some point in their life. Like, that's what it is. I'm not saying he's done. I don't think that he's done. I just don't understand how it's going to work in this situation.
Mentality.
Especially when you keep doing this.
You got to change your mentality.
Everybody knows Sean Lee did not make that call. Sorry.
Who's this Sean
Lee?
I think Ray Lewis was like, you know, we gotta get.
I mean, I can see. Maybe Ray would actually have that kind of power, but nobody has that kind of power except for Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones in that organization. Anyway, petty. All right, time for the lit list.
At the last show. Ooh.
Okay, so we're just gonna give the Obamas some love because they're living their best life. First of all, before we get to the actual story that we're going to talk about, did you see Obama and Joe? Super Cool Joe.
Super Cool Joe. Where's
Joe Biden.
Yeah, I know. Where's Super
Did you see them ordering food?
No, what they order food?
God, how did you miss this? Don't you have the internet?
Yeah.
They went to some bakery and were ordering stuff, and that's Obama's thing now. He just goes places. Like,
I know, but
he
just
just
him and
shows
Joe
up
at a
places.
bakery is just like.
First of all, Joe Biden, can he just please run for president? I understand that you needed to take a break and like let the country appreciate non-chaos.
Nope.
Why?
I'm honestly like, I just flipped it. I'm not a fan of Joe Biden anymore because when it comes down to it, that motherfucker should have ran from the beginning. And if he did, we wouldn't be in this mess.
No. You can't. You got to have a break from the Obama administration. That's how it works. Anyway, side note, Obama was rocking the full chest out.
Really?
I mean, 2 whole buttons down.
Oh, wow. I love that second button.
All the way down.
Oh.
Just swagging around.
He got taco meat? Did he show the
no,
taco
I
meat?
don't think Obama's very hairy.
Yeah, he doesn't seem like
because he's posted.
There's
There's been pictures that have surfaced of him shirtless, and I don't particularly remember any hair.
He probably got hair around his areolas.
Very weird. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, they were at the on the run tour too.
Yep.
Him and Michelle just dancing in their suite.
What were they dancing to though? Because I watched the video. And ironically, they were dancing to N-Words in Paris, which as much as Kanye's songs as it is Jay-Z's. Just want to throw it out there. Just want to throw it out there.
It's still a jam. It's when we still liked Kanye, though.
Yeah,
It's when
true.
Kanye was still ours.
Yeah.
You know,
for sure. Yeah,
he's on the other side.
He was on the
now.
inside because he was with Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Correct.
Yeah, he's on the inside.
In
there.
Paris.
Yeah, that's fair.
So anyway, I retweeted this and it got a lot of responses about how I would never be excited about this if it was Trump, and that's just a lie. Please, Mr. President, please, and by Mr. President, I'm actually speaking about Trump in this sense, not the real president, the only president I actually recognize.
Right.
Please, Mr. President Trump, go to the On the Run tour, get yourself a suite with Melania, and get yourself some flavor. Okay,
yes.
You guys are so wrong about that. I would love to see the Trumps get down with the Carters. However,
I'm looking at the tour dates right now.
I don't think that's going to happen.
There's plenty of opportunities. There
are lots of opportunities.
They're in Foxborough. They're in Jersey. East Rutherford. Like. They got, if they go and they have a box set, I don't know. There's no clause to that. I'm not, it's not going to forgive it would be very interesting. I would like to see them together having fun anywhere.
All I'm saying is, exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Just
go get some ice cream.
Yeah.
First, start with that.
You and your wife.
Build your way up to Beyonce, Jay-Z tickets, okay? So, all right, moving on. Also on the lit list this week is the Hall of Fame class. Congrats.
Yes, congratulations.
To all of the Hall of Famers. I don't feel like reading them. You guys all know who they are.
Yep.
But particularly,
the ones we care about.
Ray Lewis, Randy Moss, Brian Urlacher, Brian Dawkins. And as of course we know, T.O. will not be there this weekend. Last year was a very special year for my family because Jason obviously got in. And, I'm going to guess that everyone on this list cries.
Everyone?
Yes.
Brian Urlacher. I don't know Brian Urlacher.
Brian Urlacher seems like he's going to be a crier.
Yeah, new hair Brian Urlacher.
We know Ray's going to cry.
Ray
might not even make it the.
He may be cried out by the time he gets up there though. It's going to be a big weekend for him.
It's going to be a lot of emotions.
He's going to be emotionally exhausted. No working out for Ray Lewis this weekend.
I got to tell you though, no diss to Canton, but not my favorite place on earth.
Have you ever been to that theme park in Canton?
No, I've
all the wooden roller coasters.
3 days in Canton.
Oh, okay.
And
you only went last year for the thing?
Yeah. What?
It's the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
It's the middle of nowhere.
That's where the Pro Football Hall of Fame is. You didn't just go, just to go.
No, I don't want to go. I don't have time for that. For what?
It's Pro Football Hall of Fame is there. That's what you just said. It's a museum.
I know it's there. It's a museum with busts in it. Like, if my brother wasn't in it, I'm not going. Do you know how hard it is to get to Canton?
It was easier at one point in time.
You got to fly into Cleveland, and then you got to drive there.
I know, it's far. But at one point in time, when I went, it was easier. You've been around. You've been in the Midwest long enough that you could have gone to Canton to see the bus.
No, because I have no desire whatsoever. I can see pictures of the bus. Listen, it's a great weekend, Hall of Fame weekend. If you're an NFL fan, it's a great weekend to go to. Mm-hmm. Actually, I had been there before.
Yes.
Because I went to see Jason play there in the Hall of Fame game.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, but I still didn't go to the museum. Though.
Right, but the Hall of Fame game. I said the Hall of Fame game.
And it was still difficult to get to.
Oh yeah, it's difficult.
I just suggest move it to Cleveland. All right, I've never suggested anything to be moved to Cleveland, but honestly, if the NFL Hall of Fame was in Cleveland, it would be the biggest event, it would be like the Super Bowl. Because there's actual legit hotels in Cleveland. There's like regular restaurants, nice restaurants.
Well, what's Canton going to do?
I mean, I'm
like
sorry.
While I was at Notre Dame,
none of this is going to happen. So it doesn't matter. I can say whatever I want.
Well, at Notre Dame, they moved the College Football Hall of Fame from South Bend, Indiana, to Atlanta while I was there.
Yeah, that's smart.
It was a great idea, but also like South Bend.
They still got the school, all right. They're gonna be all right. It can not so much, but the point is, it would be a crazy experience if it was easier for people to get to. That's all I'm saying.
Yes.
Take that with.
Shout out to the Hall of Fame game.
Shout out to Canton.
Bears versus Ravens Thursday.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Big
game.
It's
Watch
very
it.
exciting. Good game. Yeah, Hall of Fame game. Good game. Anyway, moving on. LeBron James, Bronny, if you will.
Yes.
His son,
Mm-hmm.
I have to be specific there. He's 13 years old, not the other LeBron James.
Mm-hmm.
It was playing an AAU game in the Bigfoot Hoops Las Vegas Classic, which I mentioned earlier. Vegas making $1 billion this weekend. I truly can't wrap my head around how many AAU players were in Vegas this weekend. It's insane. It is insane.
Vegas.
No, do you understand? There's like thousands of teams.
Oh, for the championship.
You have no idea what I'm talking about.
Were you there?
No, I wasn't there.
What happened then?
What do you mean it was an AAU tournament weekend?
A lot of kids. It's coming to the championship game. It's not going to be a lot of kids
Anyway, he dunked.
Yes.
He's dunking. How old were you when you dunked for the first time? Were you in 8th grade?
I think. No. High school. Sophomore.
Yeah. I think my version of dunking is touching the net.
Yes.
Which I'm 5'2", so that is
net.
Actually a version of dunking if you really think about it.
I touched rim in 7th grade. I just want to say that.
I touched the net, I believe, in 9th grade. Which is pretty impressive.
Did you work up to it? You did
of course.
run?
Like you run. Well, no, like the way of dunking. Anyway, LeBron James also put on a dunk show during his son's
dunking,
game, which is
Congrats,
just
Bronny, on the dunk.
so fun.
Right.
It's great. LeBron's living his best life right now. Well, the trick is if you're a short person, I'll give you a hack.
Okay.
So you have to do the volleyball jump.
Is that when you step on someone's back?
It's a transfer of the energy, right? Like it's a roll.
Oh yes.
Okay. I was trying to explain this to you when we were playing beach volleyball. You weren't listening. Because you were too busy listening to Earl and have him throw it up again. So you run up and you like swing your arms back, right? Mm-hmm. And then you just roll like heel to toe, and it just transfers your energy up, and then you can jump higher.
So it's
not a basketball.
The
jump,
jumping
though.
is just like a stopgap of the motion of the energy.
Yes, it's transfer of the energy.
Nice. Let me try that.
Energy is neither created nor destroyed.
Like cockroaches.
Correct. Where the do they come from?
I've never seen a baby one.
I have seen baby cockroaches actually. Oh, I fucking hate cockroaches so much. They are the if you could get rid of one creature, like let's just lump bugs all together on Earth. Like if you could just eliminate them from existence.
Bugs in general?
Yeah, bugs, like animals, anything, and there would be no like cataclysmic circle of life destruction. Like we're just like. We could do without that. Like that was a mistake, God.
Like no butterfly effect on the
like
back
kangaroos was kind of a mistake. Not as a whole,
right.
But like
just
we could just do. They could be less angry, you know.
Yeah, there's actually a couple. Most of the most animals living in the ocean.
Well, we don't even know all the animals at the bottom of the ocean because those motherfuckers are gangsters.
Yeah,
and we can't even get down there to discover them,
right.
And they just live down there.
There
could be a whole civilization of like underwater people we don't know about.
Yeah,
that's not what I asked you though. What would you get rid of? Because I already know it's without question. It's
What?
easy.
What?
I mean, mosquitoes got to go.
Mosquitoes.
Mosquitoes are the worst. You never know they're in the room until they get you. It's like, and they're like, oh, great, I have 15 bites on me. And they're going to itch for 3 days. And I'm going to do the X mark. It's going to do nothing.
Yeah.
They're the worst. Plus, they spread disease.
Okay, yeah, that's okay.
And they serve no purpose.
Humans spread disease. Ants.
Ants?
I like laying on the ground a lot.
You
And-
do, actually.
and
I
then
can't
there's-
argue with that.
And then there's ants.
yeah.
So I can't lay on the
You
ground
can't-
with
You can't
ants.
do that in Florida.
No.
You will legit get eaten. a
Yes.
lot. Like, they'll eat you.
They'll cover your body.
Yes, you can't do that down there. There's probably some other places in the country where you can't do that either. All right, loser power rankings. Loser power rankings. These are the losers of the week. Let's start with ants. No, we're going to start with Jim Harbaugh, who remains a total weirdo. College football season is upon us, which I'm very excited about. And that means we're going to get a lot of Jim Harbaugh being weird. He likes to drink milk, which is just weird. Sorry. Do you still drink milk? Who in here still drinks regular milk?
Yeah, who in the... Ashley, I saw that face. That was a hand raise.
Well, she's from Texas. That doesn't count.
You can drink milk if you're from Texas?
Yeah, they don't believe in unless they're from Austin.
Yeah, they believe they're another state.
Yeah, they're like
All right,
they've got their own thing
secede,
going on.
please.
It's like Whataburger.
Right. Yeah. Anyways.
For the record, no one raised their hand.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So no one in here drinks regular milk.
One person
Ashley
might
does.
I'm not
could,
trying to shame anybody.
but they're embarrassed by it. But
Michelle still drinks.
You-
Big Meat still drinks milk.
Regular milk in their coffee?
In the
Or-
No. Like it's like a glass of milk. Yeah.
Glass
Yeah.
of milk.
Coffee milk doesn't count. It's such a small one.
Oh, okay.
ball
I don't
boys.
drink glasses of milk. Thank you.
Oh,
I thought
okay.
you meant like if I'm gonna have a bowl of cereal, I'm gonna
Well, yeah,
put
you gotta
real milk in it. I'm
no,
not gonna
no,
do
you can use
almond
almond milk. You can
Almond
use
milk's a
milk.
really, really good
No,
substitute
yeah,
for cereal.
it's like
If you're gonna eat
it's
cereal,
like the
almond
perfect
milk.
thing. Yeah.
Almond milk,
No.
low-key. Cereal
Yeah.
got me into almond milk,
Nah.
low-key.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's perfect.
No, that's a
It's like
mistake.
I
some
want
You-
my
you-
frosted mini wheats and I want my
cereal.
Okay,
skim
first of all,
milk.
who still eats cereal? But
Okay.
I mean,
a
like
good
you're
point.
you're grown up.
That's a good point.
You-
I had a
you-
bowl at
you-
Brandon's
you-
last night.
You Postmates sushi, but you eat cereal. I mean, you've got that all backwards.
I want
Okay.
Memphis barbecue.
Anyway, the point is, he still drinks milk and he drinks it with his steak, which is so weird.
Ooh.
Yeah, I've seen someone. I'm not gonna reveal who, but I've seen a girl eat a pickle with milk, and I can't think of anything more disgusting than a steak with milk. Pickle with milk. Just dip that whole spear right in the milk. The milk dripping off the pickle. Nom 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 nom.
I had dinner with Jim Harbaugh. I don't remember what he had. We went to Old Charlie's.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it's a nice.
Was he weird?
I mean, yeah, he's the weirdest.
He is the weirdest.
I love him though. I love him.
But the reason we're talking about him on Loser Power Rankings is because he doesn't get the culture at all. So, not surprisingly, the person he told us to is white, but he said that he should not eat chicken
bad.
because I love this note. We've been reading this all day. I love this fucking note. A protein that is considered fairly safe by nutritionists. Okay.
Breaking news.
Like, we're still eating chicken, guys. That's how it's kind of works. Anyway, he believes that you shouldn't eat it because it is a nervous bird.
I mean, scientifically, it's a bad argument per se.
Okay, but who are you? So this is what I alluded to at the beginning of the podcast. What are you supporting here, Jim? Like, we're going to get to the bottom of it that you just bought a bunch of stock and cows. But I'm supposed to eat a bunch of red meat. Like,
Milk
listen, don't get me
commercials
wrong.
coming soon.
I love a good steak, okay?
Right, yes.
Milk, I'm very out on. Steak, and I like hamburgers, which come from cows.
I'm cutting back on all that stuff. But yeah, it's good. It's delicious. It's the best.
And also, like, pork, they literally call pork the other white meat. It's literally what they call it. He says he thinks some type of sickness injected its way into the human population when people began eating white meats instead of beef and pork. And he believes it 100%.
I mean, a conspiracy theory against white meat being started is not necessarily like a bad thing, but like it's kind of weird. What?
Like, you've been in California too long. All right. Next, Greg Popovich is a walking Hall of Famer.
Yes.
One of the greatest, most influential basketball minds ever.
The cough insinuates.
Ashley wrote this script.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say, you being facetious right now?
Ashley's our resident Spurs zealot. Anyway, it is true though. I like Pop a lot. I went through a phase where I hated Pop, and that's because I'm a Heat fan. So like there was just those 4 years where I couldn't get along with him, and plus he did cheat. He turned the air conditioning off.
And plus, he did cheat. That's one of the reasons I don't like him. He cheated.
But I don't necessarily have a problem with cheaters. Like I wish the
right,
Dolphins would cheat more. You know.
Just try.
Just try. Exactly. Just give the minimum amount of effort.
See what happens if you try to cheat.
Right. Anyway, so everyone is hating on Popovich because of this situation with Kawhi, and he's lost touch, and he's like about to ride off into the sunset, and he doesn't know how to handle players anymore. And like, I can't get behind this whole narrative. Like, he got his first AAU player. We're moving into a different time. We're in a different time now with the NBA. Okay, like the age of Ginobili and Duncan and Parker, that's a thing of the past. All right, literally, it's a thing of the past. Okay?
Yes, quite. So that footage looks fuzzy.
Right,
yes.
right. Like, it's not like
little yellow
shot clock. Yeah.
Right.
So it's done. We're in AAU time now, right? Like, everyone can move around. You never stay with the same team.
Mobility,
right? Yeah, and that's made the NBA more popular. We talk about it all year round as opposed to just during the season. NBA free agency is bigger than the actual regular season.
Yeah.
So, and
LeBron
that's all
gave this to us too.
Right.
Yeah.
So Pop ran into his first AAU player. And yeah, you're not going to be able to handle everybody, even somebody as great as Pop. I don't have a problem with what happened with Kawhi and the Spurs. To me, it doesn't mean he's like out of touch. He just got an AAU player, and now he has to adjust it. It's just like Belichick. Like, Belichick has had an incredible run. So he ran into one situation where he decided to have an attitude during the Super Bowl. Like, is it unfortunate? Yes. Does that mean he's not a winner and he doesn't know how to put together a winning franchise? I think his 5 rings would say otherwise. Like, I don't have to. You don't have to like Popovich. You don't have to like Belichick. You don't have to like these. You don't have to like Nick Saban, but you can't deny that their systems work.
No.
Like, do they need to evolve? Sure, but Popovich is out there coaching USA basketball. You think he's out of touch?
Right.
Players love Pop.
Yeah, no cap.
They hold him in a completely different level. And Kawhi doesn't talk. We may never even actually find out if it was Popovich. It could have been anything with Kawhi. We don't even know what actually happened, and we may never even find out. So I'm off with the Pop haters. Like, this is enough. Just relax, the Pop haters.
Kawhi just so weird. Why doesn't he speak? Why doesn't he say words?
It's not his thing.
What is that? Ashley, how are you a fan?
Yeah,
of
what is that? What is that? Can you explain
that? What is it like being a fan?
Yeah, explain.
I was a fan of it when he was the Claw that played excellent basketball.
Did he give himself that nickname? No.
He wears shirts with it, so he endorses it at least.
Okay.
I've been trying to get a nickname my entire life. It'll never happen. My first name's too short. Some people call me JT. Some people call me JT.
Yeah, I call you JT sometimes.
But that's not. Your initials don't really count as a nickname. That's my policy on that. Like, no one, you know what I mean?
Should we crowdsource it?
A nickname?
Yeah.
No. I'd like to get a nickname the authentic way.
Joyce?
Is that the nickname?
No. It pisses me off so
Joyce.
much when
Yeah,
people call me
sorry about
Joyce.
that. Yeah, Joyce.
Especially when I say Joy and they're like, oh, like, hi, Joyce. I have a question. If my name is Joyce, why wouldn't the I just say my name is Joyce? Because it takes the same amount of time to say Joy as it does Joyce. Listen, Joyce, Joy. Joyce Joy.
You do have glasses now, though, so you look more like a Joyce than you ever have.
F you, Brandon.
Glasses! That's a Joyce move!
Oh my God.
You know, your wedding gift just got a lot lighter. All right, finally.
Sorry, Michelle.
Yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna give it straight to Michelle. I'm gonna buy her tickets, only tickets for whatever nudist resort she wants to go to.
Oh yes.
Not with
back
you.
in the zeitgeist.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Finally, Tom Brady got all in his feelings because Julian Edelman's gonna be out for 4 games. Bill Belichick doesn't seem to think that's going to matter. Right. Although, shout out to Braxton Berrios. I do think he's actually going to end up being a good player for them. It's like a good little fit they got there in the 6th round.
Congrats.
UM.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he was asked if the speculation about Alex Guerrero was fair because obviously Edelman got suspended for performance-enhancing drugs, which, for the record, I don't have a problem with. But that's just me. I understand. You got to be.
You got to make the game interesting.
Everything's got to be fair.
You got to win.
Anyway. He was asked if the speculation was fair, and he said no comment. That's just ridiculous. I'm out, and just huffed off.
Just looking as android as possible.
So pod person.
Oh, just so weird looking.
Yeah. But the point is, what do you expect, dude? That's why Alex Guerrero put a statement out right away. You're creating this whole system. You're recruiting players to come over and train with you and do this whole holistic, training method and eating and
TB12
enhancements.
Yeah.
And then someone gets popped for for steroids or whatever, performance enhancing drugs.
Yes.
Of course you're gonna get asked about it.
Yeah.
You should probably have an answer prepared for that.
Yeah, like
you know what I
ready.
think it is? I think that like the Boston media is not hard on the Patriots, so he wasn't maybe expecting to get that question.
Right.
But you have to expect that to come from somewhere. Of course you're gonna get asked about that. Just have a canned response.
Everyone's always thinking that you are clearly using PEDs because of how in shape you are. You put out a book proving that it's the way you eat and that you're disciplined. But still, at the end of the day, of course we're going to look to you if Julian Edelman gets popped for PEDs.
Of course. It's such an obvious question. The reporter's not wrong for asking it. And maybe they were expecting a juicier response, but
Right.
just huff off. Like, give me a break, dude.
Yeah,
Of course you're going to get asked about that. Of course. All right, what's in the culture report this week?
All right. Auntie Beyoncé will be featured in September's issue of Vogue. Editor-in-Chief Anna Wintour. Granted, Queen
Anna
Bee.
Wintour.
Anna Wintour. Is that how you pronounce it?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
That's
whatever.
okay.
Okay. Granted, Queen Bee full creative control over her Vogue creative shoot. Beyonce used this power to hire the first black photographer in the to shoot the cover of Vogue in the publisher's 126-year history. The photographer is 23-year-old New Yorker named Tyler Mitchell. So shouts out to Tyler, right?
Yeah, shout out to Tyler.
I can't believe she's never let anyone else. Like she used to every outfit on Vogue. Every photographer, Anna Wintour usually controls all of it, and she just said, "Queen Bee, do your thing."
It makes sense
Yeah.
actually because Beyonce is life.
Right.
On planet Earth. What's more shocking is this the first black photographer that shot a cover for Vogue.
Every time I hear these stats, I feel happy but pissed at the same time. It's like, damn, we've been racist for this long.
So long. And we're not done yet.
No, like every time we hear it, freaking Tiffany Haddish was the first person to host the MTV Movie Awards. It's like.
First black woman.
First black woman. Like
the people have hosted. A person has hosted it before.
But like Queen Latifah, like
there's plenty of black women that could have hosted
Whoopi
it.
Goldberg, like
There's
there's plenty in the history.
Yeah, it's remarkable that is a thing. But that's probably going to be the highest sold Vogue in the history of its publication. Also, so
my mom uses those and cuts out things and like pastes outfits. Like she cuts out the clothes and the Vogues and like paste outfits to white pieces of paper.
Yeah.
Hope she is embarrassed by this because it's embarrassing.
I mean, everybody has to have a hobby.
It's embarrassing.
I used to think I was going to be a fashion designer and do that.
Yeah, why not?
Well, I just did not turn out to be a fashion designer.
Yeah.
All right, what else?
Okay, Drake is set to be an executive producer on the upcoming HBO series titled Euphoria, starring the very talented Bay Area representative
Gang.
Zendaya.
Zendaya?
Is it Zendaya? I don't know.
Don't know.
Okay. Euphoria tells the story of a high school students as they navigate drugs, sex, identity, trauma, and social media, love, and relationships. Basically, Drake is bringing Degrassi to American television.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah. Basically, that's what's going on.
So Degrassi 2?
Degrassi 2.0. I'm down with this.
No. I love Zendaya. I have you seen The Greatest Showman?
No, you keep telling me to watch it.
You gotta watch it.
I know, but it's like just a lot of singing.
It's all singing. It's a musical.
I gotta watch it in the morning.
It's very inspiring.
It's in the what? It's inspiring.
It's a very good movie.
Really?
Yes. It's a very easy watch.
I guess I'll watch it on the plane tomorrow because I've been skipping over every time I see it. I'm just like,
yeah, no, you'll thank me. Anyway,
okay,
she's in
cool.
it. She's very good.
Yeah, no, she's great.
Along with Zac Efron. Anyway,
Drake's doing TV again. Scorpions #1 for the 4th week in a row. Pusha T is canceling 8 tour dates on his Daytona tour, which I think is kind of Drake related. Is it not? I don't want to feed the beef. But
remember that time and everyone thought Drake was done? That was hilarious.
I mean,
remember that time I had the hot take Drake wasn't done?
Okay. Oh, I do want to clear up things, and this is the culture report to clear it up. My beef with Tee Grizzley. I want to have a weight loss challenge with Tee Grizzley. I want us to weigh before and after pictures when we as Detroit's own. Like we're gonna lose weight together.
Is that happening?
No, not yet.
Oh.
I have to say it with my mouth first.
Oh, okay.
So it's the start.
So now it's official.
Yes. And then Chance released 4 new songs, all featuring his daughter and his fiance. Settle Drake takes shots within it. He didn't give us an album last week, but he gave us some songs, and they're fun. We tried to listen to them before the podcast. They weren't bouncy enough to get us in the right mindset.
Yeah, we need bounce.
But we gotta
get hypey before.
It's hashtag woke.
Yeah. Woke's for like traffic, you know.
Woke is traffic rap.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Thanks for joining us this week on the Maybe I'm Crazy podcast. It was fun. Make sure you subscribe and share and comment and follow us on all our pages at Maybe I'm Crazy Pod.
Yes.
Follow Brandon Newman at Newman Show 99.
Do you want to tell them about the
Yes. What is the email?
MICPodcast at Fox Sports.
Nope, just fox.com is what's written on that. Written on that thing. Mm-hmm. So one of these days we'll just get something right the first time.
Yep.
So anyway, the email is MIC, like maybe I'm crazy.
Yes.
MICPodcast at fox.com. So what we'd like to do is, because you guys are so awesome and support the podcast all the time, is we like hot takes around here. Hot take-aritas to be specific. We want to give you guys an opportunity to give your hot takes to the world with us. So send in a video, 30 seconds of whatever it is your hot take in sports is, and something that you want me and Brandon to discuss. We're going to pick the best ones, and we're going to share them on our social media pages and maybe even on the podcast. So you can email them at micpodcast@fox.com. We're going to go through the best ones.
30 seconds, guys.
They don't have to be super, by best I don't mean like the smartest, like maybe we just think it's the funniest or the most ridiculous or whatever. So just be yourself, and we're going to pick a few of them, and then you can be on the Maybe I'm Crazy podcast.
Shouts out. Let's do it.
Maybe I'm crazy, maybe I'm crazy, maybe I'm not.